Another trend, another strong trend that we see is the emergence of computing, the use of computing, ubiquitous computing, if you like, in many other fields. So just a few examples here. In your car, now actually this example probably isn't too relevant for in Bangalore, but in the UK it gets very cold in the morning most of the way through the winter, and so you need to be able to defrost your car windows. So being able to do that from your smartphone, from the comfort of your house in the morning, without having to go out to the car, great piece of technology. That's the kind of thing that we're going to be able to do. Intelligent lighting control, mesh networks of intelligent lighting for energy saving in our cities. On the right-hand side there, that's an example of a wireless cardiac monitor device. So here's an example of where these kind of applications and products are here today, but the real challenge of the future is as these devices, the data that these devices create can be used in multiple ways so that, for example, the cardiac monitor data from that device can be fed through to another mobile device used by a doctor or to a hospital monitoring system, that kind of thing, giving people much more freedom to live their normal lifestyle if they're in this kind of situation where they need that kind of technology. And then the device in the middle there is the Nest heating controller. You may have come across that. Again, it's in the US. What's interesting about this is it's an example of the kind of product that is, it's a home automation product, but it's building in more intelligence and providing an end-to-end service right through from the control itself through to being able to monitor your energy use on the internet. And it's also a self-learning device, so it's kind of aware of the context of what is happening in your house, the lifestyle patterns that you have, when your heating should be switched on and off, that kind of thing. And I just wanted to highlight here the difference between, the traditional approach that we've all been familiar with for years, the control on the left, it's a functional control versus the very user-centric, context-aware, and more invisible type of control that we're going to see emerging in many spheres of our lives that you see there on the right. So I think the other thing that's interesting for us going forward is we see this huge explosion in different types of applications for mobile devices and wearable mobile devices. There are already lots of different sort of watch form factor type devices that you can buy, some of which tell the time, some of which are like mobile phones, some of them are fitness devices. Over time, one of the things we expect to see is those types of devices to be integrated, to become more integrated. And another key trend, another key challenge that the industry is working on together at the moment is that of identity management. Because once your phone or the watch that you're wearing becomes a device that can securely confirm your identity, it opens up a huge range of new possibilities, whether it's for e-commerce or for e-passports, all of this kind of thing, all from the device that you'll be carrying with you every day. So we see a huge amount of opportunity there as well. Now, looking out beyond mobile devices, the communication networks, of course, are vital. So in order to enable this mobile ecosystem to work effectively, we need robust communication systems, and it's not just about the deployment of next-generation cellular technology. It's also about new types of radio technology to enable distributed sensors to talk to each other in Internet of Things type applications. Connectivity is actually vital, and doing that in an efficient way as well is something that we at ARM are very, very focused on at the moment, doing it in a power-efficient way. What we've seen over the last couple of years is companies around the world who are active in creating the end products that enable this infrastructure around the world are increasingly looking to redesign the architecture of their products for much greater efficiency as all of this technology rolls out. We've seen that in infrastructure, so at the bottom of this slide, but also we're seeing it in the cloud, in the data center, in the server market, companies looking to completely reinvent the way that servers operate in a way that is so that the architecture of the server, the architecture of the data center is much more tailored and suited to the type of application. And this can result in huge energy savings. HP, for example, who been using ARM in their Redstone initiative, quoting 90% savings in power for some applications. So again, a great opportunity there. All of these things are examples of where even for existing technologies, there's an opportunity to think again, to do things in a smarter and different way as we advance across so many fields. Okay, so I want to talk a little bit, really, as we wrap up about partnership and collaboration. Been mentioned several times today. Global collaboration is in our theme. It is one, in my view, it is one of the most important things that will help, that is absolutely necessary to drive forward successful creation of an ecosystem, successful semiconductor and electronics manufacturing, design and ecosystem. And I just want to give an example of partnership in action. I'm sure some of you will have heard of Linaro, which is a not-for-profit entity which was started by ARM together with a number of major semiconductor companies to work together on solving the challenge of developing open source software, originally for the mobile ecosystem. And just recently we launched together a new Linaro enterprise group, which is going to be focused on software server. Again, bringing companies together around the industry to work on a common problem, reducing cost, eliminate fragmentation, and help accelerate product time to market. So, at the end of the day, partnership is the biggest factor that drives the creation of successful ecosystems. And so that's just got to be a huge area of focus, I think, here in India as well, as we look to create and develop this industry to help close that import-export gap that's looming for the future, as has been described already today. Partnership as well is a great catalyst for innovation. These are 3 examples from Africa of where different technologies, people from different parts of the industry have come together to create innovative solutions to problems with money transfer, in education, and in water testing, again, using mobile technologies in innovative ways. But again, it needs partnership. It needs people to work together. So, globally, we have a huge opportunity in the semiconductor industry and in the wider electronics industry as we look to the next billion consumers being able to access the richness of the internet, as we look to billions of devices in the Internet of Things, and many, many different types of applications, as we interact, as our mobile devices interact with the physical world in new ways. And in the middle there, as we look to more efficient data networks, more efficient data centers, and server applications. And for India, so of course, as has been described, one of the world's biggest markets and therefore biggest opportunities, many unique requirements, huge scope for innovation to help address those unique requirements. Everybody wants a slice of the market, right? Everybody globally wants a slice of the market, the Indian market. So there's going to be a lot of competition, going to have to move fast, and going to have to be aggressive to make that happen. And in order to make it happen, we will need to globally partner and collaborate alongside that local innovation. I think we've seen over the years how the IP business model has actually been a very important catalyst to help that local innovation, to enable companies to get started, to enable emerging companies to get started much more quickly than they otherwise would be able to by taking IP that's been developed elsewhere, by using that IP as the foundation for their products. Clearly, we need to develop ecosystems in India, and I think the important point here is it needs to be a push forward on multiple fronts. You know, it's great to hear about all the initiatives that we heard this morning. There obviously is activity happening on multiple fronts, but for example, just building a fab on its own would not be enough. It needs investment in the infrastructure around that, test, assembly, fabless design companies, software applications, the whole ecosystem. We need to drive the whole thing together. So it will be difficult. There will be many challenges on the way, but there's a huge opportunity there. And I think, companies, emerging companies, entrepreneurs need to be prepared to take risks. This is a competitive environment. It's a highly competitive environment. We need to be optimistic about the future, the potential, and therefore prepared to take those risks. And I leave you with a quote from Winston Churchill, who said this: "A pessimist sees the difficulty in every opportunity. An optimist sees the opportunity in every difficulty." Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Graham Budd, for your keynote address on global innovation by global collaboration. I would request the past chairman, Mr. S. Janaki Raman, to kindly come over and give a memento to Mr. Budd. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the questions can be taken offline in the interest of time, so that we should head for the next keynote address straight away. Thank you very much.